Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Biafrans all over the world, leaders of conscience, lovers of freedom, depending on your location. As to remain your beloved brother, truth is power. I'm bringing you up reports today, being 19th day of February 2026. I want Biafrans all over the world, and leaders of conscience, lovers of freedom all over the world, to understand that today there's ongoing genocide, massacring of our brothers, our mothers, and our fathers in Biafra land, all states, also precisely. I'm calling the attention President of the United States of America, in the person of Donald Trump, and the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, to look into what is going on in Biafra land. The terrorist army, Al-Qaeda, jihadis, herdsmen, ISIS, in Nigerian military uniform, in police, in DSS, just name it. They are massacring our brothers, sisters, mothers, just for nothing. I will play you a video. I want you to investigate this video very, very well. We are calling on your aid to come and assist Biafra Defense Forces, the men on ground, and all possible best to make sure they protect the life and properties of our people. Houses being burned down. They rape our sisters, kill our brothers, and took our mothers away. Hasten up with the assistance of Israel and America. Thank you for watching the video. You see the reason why the Triple General, the Chief of Biafran Defense Forces, is working assiduously in safeguarding the life of our parents, the life of our brothers and sisters, because the politicians in Nigeria, in Biafra land, are working assiduously with the Nigerian terrorist governments to massacre our brothers, sisters, mothers, and our fathers. We, the freedom fighters, need the help of the President of the United States of America in whatsoever to help to safeguard the life of our people. From the office of the Triple General.
Oh God. For you and your family, you want oil pipeline contract. How about children, other people's children? What happens to them? Black people, I ask you, do you think about the suffering of other people's children, or you think about only your own? Or the demons in all. Do you ever think about what other people's children will eat? Because you are black, you are very wicked. That is why this entire continent is very poor. You people are steeped in evil, wickedness. Have you ever, when you're driving, you see a child, a little girl, 11 years old, 12 years old, carrying Oroma oranges to go and sell. Do you ever think to yourself and say, oh, but that could have been, Ngozi, my daughter? Do you ever think that way at all and say, will I like Ngozi, my daughter, because maybe you are living in wheelchair in England and you came back home, or you are living in Florida and you brought your ice cream eating daughters home? You're driving about to show them how the monkeys and the baboons live, and you see a child struggling under the sun carrying oranges to sell. Do you ever think for 1 second, how would I feel if that child there trying to sell oranges to me is this my daughter here that is eating ice cream? A black person never thinks that way. That is why we are wicked. That is why we are very poor. But thankfully, on IPOB, we remember on Ube one Nabal also. We want it to be well and good with everybody. I don't want you to respect me because I'm richer than you. I want you to be richer than me. I want you to respect me because of the content of my character and my intellect. That's all. Not because I have Jeep and you don't. That is rubbish. Not because I live and you don't. No. I believe that respect should be earned. You earn it by what you are capable of doing for the advancement of those who are not as privileged. That's what makes you a human being.
Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing, the glorious sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra, we shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes, our breath shall be known, both day and night. Hail them,
Good morning, Biafrans. Good afternoon, Biafrans. Good evening, Biafrans. Depending on your location and also depending on your time. I welcome you this very day, the 21st day of February 2026. And we are live and direct, coming to you from my location, coming to you on this very platform of the questionnaire. I want to first of all appreciate every one of you that have been consistent in what we are doing for the restoration of our freedom. I want to salute our eternal leaders, those who have gone, those who were here before us, those who fought gallantly to preserve our lives today. I thank our eternal leader, Ezeagu, of the blessed memory. I thank our Governor General Philip Effiong, also of the blessed memory. And every one of them, General Achuzie, and every one of them that fought for the liberation and the restoration of Biafra, our land. We continue to remember them, the heroes and heroines of the past. We continue to appreciate the sacrifices they made on our behalf to preserve our life, our identity, our heritage, and our culture. May they continue to fight from the world beyond until Biafra is fully restored. I also use this opportunity to thank our leaders in detention who renewed the hope for our freedom. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and our first Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. These people are very much in the hands of the enemies of our freedom. They are not relenting on their fight. They are standing their ground for the freedom of Biafra. Despite the promises of good life, properties, and everything, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, continued to maintain his stand. We appreciate him. We also appreciate our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. The connivance of Finnish, French, and Nigeria to cage him not to fight Biafra, he still very much stand for the freedom of his people. I appreciate the Biafran Defense Forces under the command of Triple General Igwe Butuzo for their commitment and sacrifices for the protection of our land. I salute the de facto of the homeland, everything that they are doing for our freedom. And we salute our Prime Minister, Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere. He showed his commitment, his courage, his love, consistency, perseverance, and his will to stand his ground, to do what is right for the freedom of his people. We also appreciate all our lobbyists and attorneys who have remained committed to bringing for the freedom of Biafra. I appreciate them so much. And I also appreciate you, Biafrans, who have consistently believed on our freedom, who have consistently supported our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko. And I encourage you also, if you have not been supporting, to support the Prime Minister, Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere. All of you that are making donations towards our freedom, I want you to know and understand that your reward is in the nearest future. Biafrans will never forget. Biafrans will never lose sight of your sacrifices when it mattered most for their freedom. Continue to make your donations and support as we are close to our restoration and freedom. Today is yet another day to come en masse and support for your liberation and the liberation of your land. Tomorrow, USA North and South, under the representation or representative Honorable Emenike, will be hosting Biafrans in a town hall meeting. And we expect each and every one of you to be part of that meeting. Very, very important. First of all, the hint of why we are here this morning, I want to apologize to my esteemed listeners and viewers who have not been seeing me for some time. It's as a result of some logistics that are beyond my control. I have a lot of things that need to be done for this platform to be moving smoothly, and for my viewers to always be abreast or get information on what is happening. But because of some handicaps, that's why I've not been consistent. But each time I was able to make it. Please just bear with me, okay? So I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wanted to play. Okay, going forward, let me play the broadcast of our information minister, Mazi Sani Akbarawa, last night. Because it's very imperative that our people get all the necessary information and feedback they need to know. Even as some of them feign ignorance of what is happening, they actually see the good work that Briggy is doing, but they pretend not to see it. They pretend to be blind, and they are blind to reasoning. But we will continue to bring it to the awareness of the general public and to encourage all of you to know where you're supposed to pinch your support, who you're supposed to support for the freedom of your people. Because you don't need to be throwing away money to people who want to make money for themselves. No. You need to throw your support behind a government that is functional, behind a prime minister that is active, and behind a lobbying firm that knows their job. You have to throw your weight behind people who are doing something and you are seeing it. Just a few days ago, we saw some of our men of steel. We saw our Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere. We saw our Foreign Minister Mazi Chima. And we saw one of our representatives, Mighty Ducks. They went to Washington, D.C. in a diplomatic engagement. And most of you people will see all this engagement on social media, and you look the other way around. Instead of you to commend them for what they are doing, you are condemning the actions that are taken for your freedom. So we will continue to tell you, we will continue to preach to you, we will continue to educate you on the need to do the right thing at the right time. Our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, saw the need for our people to be free. And he knows that there is a possibility that Biafra must be free. That is why he embarked on this journey. And he knows that this journey will be fruitful at the end of the day. That is why he has remained consistent, never to waver on his resolve and stand for Biafra. The same thing applies to our Prime Minister. He saw the visibility of Biafra emergence, and he brought us into a government where governance is continuum. It is a continuous process. Soldier go, soldier come. So, and most of you have seen the consistency of Brigi under Ogechukwu Nkere. But most of you refuse to appreciate that fact, refuse to acknowledge that fact and give him the credit. Rather, you go on social media castigating, fighting against what we are doing. But I can assure you, at the end of this process, you will regret every actions, every activities, every utterances that you uttered against the freedom of your people, against those who are spearheading, putting their lives on the lines and businesses in order to make sure that we are free. You are going to regret those actions. But for genuine Biafrans who actually know what is good, we continue to appreciate you for your support. So a few days ago, the Prime Minister, Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere, with some cabinet members, went to Washington, D.C. The pictures are on social media. They want to negotiate Biafra. They are negotiating Biafra, discussing Biafra, telling the world what to need to know about Biafra. More importantly, the American government, on the need for them to support Biafra, and that Biafra will be a very good ally. And we stand just like Israel is standing in the Middle East. Biafra will stand like Israel in Africa. So that education is what our government is doing in Washington, D.C. And when most of you see the pictures or the videos coming out, you tend to feel it does not exist. You tend to castigate or fight against it. But no matter what you do, you can't beat the rich. We are already recognized in Washington, D.C., and there is nothing you can do about it. Our Prime Minister is having meetings. Our attorney and lobbyists are arranging meetings, and there is nothing absolutely you can do. You can only cry, you can only lament on social media. At the end of it, you go and rest. So we appeal to Biafrans to continue to support our government. The government is doing the needful. Every actions and activity that the government of Biafra under Ogechukwu Nkere have taken is for the benefit of the Biafran nation. In the same vein, we encourage our people in the homeland. Biafrans in the homeland must continue to do the needful. Biafrans in the homeland must support every action that the Biafran government have taken in creating an awareness and protecting our people in the homeland. And Biafrans should now embrace boldness, should now embrace fearlessness, courage, tenacity to speak about your freedom, because nobody is going to talk about your freedom for you. Over the years, Nigerian government have instigated fear in the minds of the people. When you come out to speak, when you come out to talk, especially when it is against the government or when you want to say the truth about the issues that are on ground, you are faced with backlash. The government will harass you. The government will intimidate you. And because of that, people are afraid to speak. Because of that, people are dying. People are smiling, even while they are suffering. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, made us to break that genes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu demonstrated the courage and the tenacity, the fearlessness to speak the truth at all times and damn the consequences. Even as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing the challenges of his actions, he is now revered all over Africa, if not all over the world, because of his stand for Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is now regarded as a man of truth, a man of courage, a man that is so fearless. So whatever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says or does, people appreciate him for that. This is the kind of mindset that we expect every Biafran to have, especially those in places of authority. And that willpower was demonstrated, that fearlessness, that courage, that boldness was demonstrated by one of our own, a revered titled man, Igwe Lawrence Ezeagu. Igwe Lawrence Ezeagu demonstrated that yes, he is a true Biafran. And go and check. If you go and check that video that was made where Igwe Ezeagu stood before the political elites, the terrorist Nigerian state sponsors and their affiliates, he stood before them and told them the truth. If you go and watch the comments, you will see commendations, you will see acknowledgement, you will see respect, you will see dignity and honor being given to that man for singularly saying the truth. So what it means is that truth is light and truth is power. So this is the kind of mindset that we want our people who are the custodians of our land, the custodians of our tradition and values and way of life. This is what we need them to possess. You can't be representing your people, and when your people or your subject is under Nigerian government subjugation, you that are supposed to speak for him or her, you now keep quiet. You can't be representing the people and you are not taking sides with the oppressor to continue to oppress your people. No. So Igwe Lawrence Ezeagu demonstrated that yes, he is really for the Biafran people. He is really for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he spoke truth to power. That is the kind of mindset that Biafrans expect from our politicians, from our leaders, from those who held political offices. But you see that it is quite unfortunate that a lot of these politicians, these political holders, a lot of them have sold their soul to the devil. So they don't care. They don't care what happens to their subject. They don't give a hook if the government is oppressing their subject. So I want you to, let me just play the clip so that those who have not heard may have opportunity to listen.
George Akume. Your Royal Highnesses, Your Royal Majesties, I want to end the protocol here. Your Excellency, we have come to Abuja today, and we've seen the crowd. The only thing I can remember is when President Jonathan was president of Nigeria. He called the 2014 National Conference, and the hall used to be full like this. But this one is fuller. There are more people. So you have scored the first. By bringing the largest crowd to this place. We've been committed to the health of our people. But having come now to Abuja and listened to Professor Mohammed Pate and his team, we are now more committed. So the traditional rulers of Nigeria will now go home and work harder than before. But I must tell you, Mr. President, that personally, I don't feel very happy because you were not here in the morning. There were searches. We listened carefully. I listened to the opening address by His Imperial Majesty, the owner of Ife. And he was gingering all of us to work as a family, to work as a team, to see Nigeria as one. And then I felt maybe this is good. But when you look at it, the same Imperial Majesty is arranging to confer a very high honor on Sunday Igboho, who in my own part of Nigeria in the southeast see him as a counterpart of Nnamdi Kanu. And my brother, fellow royal father, the Imperial Majesty, does not seem to understand the pain in my heart when Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto. So, sir, the ball stops on your court. Bring this man out. If we don't want him in Nigeria, turn him to Kenya or London, where they took him. You see, some of us here are being asked to go and work, but the young people in the southeast are so agitated, they can even beat us. See us as sellouts. They may think we'll come to collect money, and then we keep quiet. So, sir, please do something about this. Do something about this. We cannot make progress in this country if we don't tell ourselves the home truth. There's no way. There's no way. Now, they were talking about southern traditional rulers coming here. And the eminent professor of Patel was saying that this will become an annual event, what we are doing today, if I heard him correctly. The truth of the matter is that there is nothing like Southern Traditional Rulers Council. If you come here at party and you give money to people on that basis, it's not correct. The South is not the North. We have a system. We need unity in diversity. So that people, so if you want to deal with us in this East. If you have resources for us, give it to us. Don't give it to people who come and who are Southern Traditional Rulers Council. Democracy is a representative government. And anybody who goes to present himself without his people is not democratic. So get it. We think that we will do our best. Mr. President, we are going to support this here. Do all we can, but please listen to our cause. May God bless all of us.
You just heard
Thank you very much.
the respected
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President.
just heard the respected Igwe Ezeagu is from Enugu State. You just heard him. These are the political class. These are those who say they own Nigeria. These are the politicians who say they own Nigeria. You just listened to Igwe Lawrence Ezeagu making his speech there to the political class in that evil contraption called Nigeria. He did not mince his words. He did not hide his anger. He made the president of the terrorist Nigerian government understand that you don't expect him to be happy. That Sunday Igboho is roaming the streets of Lagos and Abuja. And they're even planning to give him a title. While his counterpart in the southeast, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is left in Sokoto prisons. This is the only man that has stood his ground before the policymakers, before the power brokers, to tell them the truth. And this is what our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been saying for a very long time. You have to confront your enemies head on. You have to speak the truth at all times. It doesn't matter whether your life goes in it. That is the only way your people can appreciate who you are. That is the only way your people can love you. Come to think of it, is he the only Igwe in the southeast? No. But right now, he's the only Igwe that is revered, that is respected by the people of the southeast, by Biafrans, because of his stand in the atrocity that is happening in our land. He is bold enough to go to Abuja and speak to those who say they are the policymakers, who say they own Nigeria, and tell them truth before their faces. He said, if you don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria, take him back to Kenya where you went to kidnap him from. Or better still, take him to London. But as long as you leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention, you are galvanizing and romancing Sunday Igboho, giving him positions, and the terrorists in the north, they are being pampered like small children, given what they need. And you are talking about unity in diversity. You are talking of one Nigeria, and you expect the Southeasterners, you expect Biafrans to be happy. We cannot be happy in that scenario. We cannot be happy in that situation. You have to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that from there, say no, 1 minute.
the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, the Secretary of the Government of the Federation,
And you are calling for unity in diversity. You are calling for oneness. You are calling for togetherness. And you want Biafrans to be happy, to join you in your shenanigan, to join you in we are one useless Nigeria. It does not happen. It cannot happen. So Biafrans, with what is happening, I want each and every one of you to understand that we are no longer regarded as Nigerians. We are regarded as Biafrans. And that is why they are holding us like they don't want to let us go. But you that is being held hostage, you have to demonstrate that you don't like the position that they are putting you to. You don't like the situation that you find yourself. You don't like the harassment. You don't like the intimidation. You don't like it. You have to demonstrate. You have to speak out. You have to fight. That is the only way your oppressor can let you go. So we encourage people like Igwe Ezeagu Lawrence to continue to speak, and not only speaking, supporting the freedom of their people, because right now we have a government that is supervising, we have a government that is taking charge, has taken charge, the responsibility of issues of Biafra in Washington, D.C. You have to bring that fund that the Nigerian government are using to buy you over to support the total freedom of your people out of that evil contraption called Nigeria. Very, very, very important. So we appreciate Igwe Lawrence Ezeagu. We appreciate him so much because Biafrans are not cowards. Biafrans are not cowards. Igwe Lawrence Ezeagu have demonstrated that he is not a coward. He had earned our respect. We will continue to appreciate him. We'll continue to respect him for his singular stand and for speaking truth to those who have subjugated us, who continue to hold us down, to those who say we can never be free, to those who are intimidators. They continue to intimidate us in our land. Igwe Lawrence, we thank you so much. And we want many of you to continue to speak, just like you have spoken. You have to come on board and support actions that will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the Nigerian government are not ready to listen to what you are saying. It is the actions of the Biafran Republic government in exile that will force the Nigerian government to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and as well free Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko. Very, very, very important. It is the actions that is going to free our leader that I held. It is the actions of Briggy that is going to bring freedom to our people. And that is what the Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere is doing, and cabinet members, to make sure that the issue of Biafra brings freedom eventually to the Biafran nation. Then, having said that, Biafrans, if you want to make your contribution, you have the link there. Join me on the studio and make your contribution. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. Join me on the studio and make your contribution.
And without much ado, I will welcome and I'll join me in welcoming the PM of BRGIA, His Honorable Okechukwu Nkere.
Today is another day in the history of fighting for our freedom. If you haven't been part of this history, what are you waiting for? If you haven't been supporting your people, what are you waiting for? If you have not written your name in the good book of Biafran people, what are you waiting for? Our land, Biafra land, is under siege. The Nigerian terrorist military, the Boko Haram, ISWAP, Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas, that Nigeria have recruited and integrated into Nigerian military. They are all over Biafra land, fighting against who? They are fighting Biafran Christians, committing genocide against Biafran Christians. Their aim, goal, and objective is to conquer Biafra land. You as a Biafran, are you happy to see that your family in Biafra land are being killed by these Islamic jihadist terrorists? Are you happy that your children, men and women, mothers, uncle, nephew, siblings, protecting the motherland are being killed by these terrorists? Few days ago, I had some few meetings in Washington, D.C. with some members of Congress, accompanied by, we have two of our honorables that are accompanying me to that mission, Honorable Chima and Honorable Michael. We always preach the gospel of our redemption, of our freedom to them. We let them know, educate them the urgency why it should be a Christian country in the southeast. Why we are different people from the Nigerian terrorist states. Our ideology is different from that of Nigerian terrorists. Our way of life is different. Who we are as a people is different. We Biafrans, we try to coexist. It didn't work. For over 100 years, Biafran people have been killed, marginalized. We have been killed in millions. We try to coexist. We developed the north. We developed the southwest. Lagos State, without Biafrans in Lagos, there is nothing like Lagos. Without Biafrans in Abuja, there is nothing like Abuja. We try everything. It didn't work. And for those that did not know that Nigeria aspired 2014. If Nigeria expired 2014, my fellow citizens, what are we still doing in Nigeria? That is why we Biafrans, we gather in Latin Finland in December 2nd, 2024, to declare the lost glory of our nation. Biafra was declared December 2nd, 2024 in Latin Finland. Because we want our country back. We want who we are back. We want our way of life back. We want our value as a people back. We see what is happening in Europe. Chaos everywhere. By these Islamic jihadist terrorists, just like the same we have in Nigeria. No different. The same way we read the Bible, that is the same way these Islamic jihadist terrorists read their so-called book they call Quran, that taught them how to kill the Christians. Their book taught them how to kill the infidel. They call you and I infidel. Their book taught them that we must submit to jihadism. Their book taught the Islamic jihadist terrorists that they must subdue us. That we Christians must convert to Islam. It will never happen. Not in this generation. Not in the generation to come. It will never happen. Because who we are as a people, we have a way of life. We have a value. We saw what is happening in Italy by a great prime minister. How she is fighting to get the value of the Italian people back. Europe is fighting the same monsters that we Biafrans are fighting. They want their country back. My fellow citizens, before it gets too late, we need to fight. We need to come together. And this is the time. The time is now. We must save our land. Look at what is happening in Iran today. After 47 years, that is Islamic jihadist terrorists occupy Iran, destroy the culture of Iranian people, the great passion. They destroy their heritage after 47 years because the Iranian people wait too late. But when they finally wake up, what are they doing? They are fighting very hard to get their country back. We, dear friends, are we going to wait until these Islamic jihadist terrorists Islamize all of us? Then maybe generations to come, they will start fighting to be free from the hand of these blood-sucking demons. I call them monsters. Between you and I, we believe the right thing to do is to fight for our children, born and unborn. We will not leave this fight for our children. We will fight for them. We will show them that we are their parents. We will preserve our dignity, our way of life. If our grandfather have allowed our land to be taken away from them, we Biafran people will not inherit that piece of land today. Our great-great-grandfathers are not Nigeria. They are Biafrans. They are proud to be Biafrans. They fought hard for us. They preserved that land for you and I. In this generation, are we going to allow what happened in Iran to happen to us? The answer is no. Few days ago, during my speech as well, I always educate members of Congress whenever we have meetings to let them know that the union between the Biafran Christians and the Islamic jihadist terrorists of Nigeria will not work. We are not the same people. We speak different language. We eat different food, different ideology, different culture, different way of life. Our values are different. There is no relationship between light and darkness. And for those of you saboteurs, the evil people that are trying to make it work, your days are numbered. Biafran people will hold you accountable. Biafran people will come after you. We love our people. We don't want no one to die. Every life matters. Every Biafran life matters. That is why we are fighting to save the life of Biafran people. That is why we are doing everything we can to stop this Islamization, to stop this jihadists, so that they will not overrun our land. We're doing everything to stop them from raping our mothers, our children. We're doing everything to stop them from beheading our family members' head. We're doing everything we can to stop the atrocity that the Nigerian terrorist states that have colluded with over 22 terrorist groups, Meteor, Fulani Hensmen, name it, the number keep rising every day. All these saboteurs in Biafra land, be warned. Be warned. Biafran people will hold you accountable. If you have a family member parading himself as an illegitimate governor in Biafra land, as an illegitimate senator in Biafra land, caution him. Caution him. Don't say you are not one. Hold them accountable. They will go down one after another. If they don't go down, these people will bring terrorists to our land to kill us all. Instead of Soludo parading himself as a governor in Anambra, of which we Biafra Republic government in Israel and the Biafran people did not validate him. Instead of him to kill thousands and millions of Biafran Christians, we will kill him. One person will not hold the life of Biafrans hostage. One person will not bring destruction to thousands of millions and millions of Biafrans. There is always a revolution. There is always need to fight for freedom. Don't expect me to be politically correct. Don't tell me what to say, how to speak. I'm not a politician. I am a goddamn freedom fighter. I will fight brutally to save my people. We will not take because of sin of one person and millions will die. That one person better go so we can save the millions of Biafra, so we can save the vulnerable women and children, so we can save our heritage, so we can save our land. Does apply to Ozodimma. Ozodimma, parading himself as illegitimate governor in Imo State, have killed thousands of Biafra Christians. He has displaced many. If we lay our hand on him, he will go there. Take me anywhere in the world. Call me anywhere. I will say what I just said, and I will explain the reason why. It's better we save life. If none of these people want to be held accountable, let them disease from their evil way. If any of these people don't want to be held accountable, let them stop killing my people. Let them stop killing Biafra Christians. All the so-called illegitimate governors, they are the ones bringing the terrorists to our land, because they have colluded with the Nigerian terrorists. That applies to all the so-called senators. That also applies to Ozzy, Mumbai, and others. They owe money, Carlo, all of them will be held accountable in no distant time. It breaks my heart to see, instead of these Biafrans, to fight for Biafra, to save Biafra land, to save the people of Biafrans, they are working against the interests of Biafran people. All the essays, in Biafra, the whole Biafra of Biafra, they are supposed to work for the Biafran people instead of working for Biafran people. Any essay, chieftaincy, title, king, queen, whatever the answer, any of these people that work against Biafran people will be also held accountable. The time is fast approaching. The time is fast approaching. Don't say you are not one. We are fighting for freedom. We want to be free. Freedom is not given. Freedom is taken. For those of you that are paying attention to what is happening globally between Russia and Ukraine for the past 3 to 4 years, what is going on there? Either Russia is fighting for freedom or Ukraine is fighting for freedom. It depends on what side you are. But in the case of Ukraine and Russia, we Biafran people are not interested. We pray that no one should die. We are happy when anyone is killed. We are not happy when those innocent blood have been shared, people that commit no crime. But as far as Ukraine and Russia, these two countries bomb my people. These two countries kill Biafrans in millions. We pray that that war between Russia and Ukraine will end in no distant time. But who knows if it is common that visited them upon the crime they commit against Biafran people from 1967 to 1970. Who knows what is happening in Europe today? If it is common that is happening to them, how the European colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state to kill millions of Biafrans. We pray that no one dies. But if it is true because of the evil that they have committed, they need to change their ways. People. These two countries kill Biafrans in millions. We pray that that war between Russia and Ukraine will end in no distant time. But who knows if it is common that visited them upon the crime they commit against Biafran people from 1967 to 1970. Who knows what is happening in Europe today? If it is common that is happening to them, how the European colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state to kill millions of Biafrans. We pray that dies. But if it is true because of the evil that they have committed, they need to change their ways and their ways and do what is right. We want to appreciate the Igwes in Biafra land that are speaking up, especially in recent time, few days ago. One of our own that spoke very well. One of our own that looked at the enemies and he confronts them. How biased they are, how they protect Sunday Igbo, a Yoruba extraction freedom fighter, fake one, a saboteur. Sunday Igbo, once upon a time, claimed to fight for the Oduduwa Republic. And what happened baffles me. All of a sudden, he sheared his sword. He stopped fighting after he been paid off. Because his brother, a terrorist drug lord called Tinubu, is now the president. Sunday Igboho was set free, given immunity. Even they are about to crown him. I don't know what kind of crown they will be crowning Sunday Igboho. Maybe that crown will be more prestigious than the crown given to priests, chaps or whatever you call them. And what happened to a Biafran leader, a freedom fighter like Sunday Igboho? What happened to Mazin Nnamdi Kanu? Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced. He was not given a fair hearing. He was not given a fair treatment because of how biased, because of how evil Nigeria is. Nigeria protects the Oduduwa Republic, but the Biafrans, they subject to all kind of inhuman treatment. And you as a Biafran, didn't you learn anything from this? The Igwe confront these evil monsters, Tunubu, Sanusi, and others. He looked at them, he asked them question. Why is Igbo walking freely? And why is it that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was bringing sentenced to life imprisonment? Because Nigeria have two systems of justice. One against the Biafrans and one against for the Nigerians. They have shown you as a Biafran that you are not part of Nigeria. And for those that still parading themselves, thinking we are going to have a 2027 election in Biafra land, you are dreaming. We are not against Nigerian election. We are not Nigerian. If you believe in Nigeria, if you are in Nigeria, pack your load from Biafra land. Move from Biafra land. Go to the far north. Go to the southwest, wherever you identify yourself as a Nigerian. Conduct your goddamn election here. But not in Biafra land. Obi, Peter Obi, evil man that killed hundreds of Biafran Christians, evil man that tried to lure the Biafran people into validated Nigeria. Obi the one, disease from Biafra land. Obi, Peter Obi, very wicked evil man. If he wants to compete, if he claims to be a Nigerian, he can relocate to Sokoto with Sanusi. He can go to somewhere THEM.FUND and contest over there. What about the so-called city boys? The touts, Obi Kubana, chief priest or whatever his name is. Disease from Biafra land, I got Punion, all these occultist, demonic, evil people that in death they appear as the light, as savior, but in darkness, these people are blood-sucking demons, people that live by the blood of the innocent ones, people that shed blood for power, people that shed blood because that is what they need to be rich and beyond. Disease from Biafra land. Leave Biafra land. Leave us Biafra alone. Leave us so we can determine our fate. If we want to remain in Nigeria, we will remain in Nigeria. But since we don't want to be part of Nigeria, let us be. Don't come our way. I also want to remind you, Biafrans, as I'm speaking, there is ongoing war in former Imo State, Somalia and beyond. If you have not been supporting your freedom, if you have not been supporting your men and women that are protecting Biafra land, please kindly do that. It's the right thing to do. Please, we beg of you. Tomorrow, the Biafran people are exercising their free will donation to help safeguard their land, to help protect their women and children, to help save the life of Biafran people. Participate in that free will donation. If you need the link or how to join, contact the Minister of Information or any member of the Biafra Republic government in homeland, Biafra Republic government in diaspora, and also the de facto government in homeland. Because your freedom is in your hand. If you don't support your freedom, if you don't do this, that means you are supporting the Islamic jihadist terrorists that have come to kill us, that have come to take our land from us. Support your freedom. Our freedom is near more than before. And I'm happy a few days ago I have some members of the cabinet that attend the meeting with me, and they see how the meeting goes. It's not a joke. It's not a Photoshop. They can testify. If you're a Biafran and you're part of the government of Biafra and you're willing to see how we dialogue, notify the Minister of Information. It will gladden you, it will give you joy to see what we are doing in Washington, D.C. Our freedom is in our hand. And the coming of Biafra is real. It's closer more than some of you think. And for the doubting tongues, stop doubting. I use this opportunity to call all the Igwes, all the monarchs. I use this opportunity to call every Biafran to come together. Protect your own. Fight for your own. Just look at the Yoruba people, how they protect Sunday Igbo. And why the so-called governors that are parading themselves, why we call them illegitimate governors, why we did not recognize them, because they never fight for Biafran people. They never fought for our interests. If they do, they will not gang up and sentence Mazin Nandika. If they do, they will not gang up and work with Finland to imprison Simon. The leaders, so-called leaders in Southeast, they don't have the interest of Biafran people at heart. Please, I call upon all you evil leaders, turn around, support your own. If the Yoruba people can support Sunday Igboho, Sunday Igboho champion Yoruba Oduduwa, why Mazin Nnamdi Kanu champion Biafra? But the Yoruba people, Southwest, they support their own from being in prison. While the Southeast, they jail Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. That is why all of them, swear to God. Evil people. If I have the power, if I have what it takes, all these evil saboteurs, from the illegitimate governors to any sabo bringing anyone to Biafra and they will soon overnight, swear to God. I hate all of you with passion unless you repent and fight for your own and save your people. Why are you fighting against your people? United States of America designate Nigeria as country of particular concern. The so-called Southeast leaders, governor, whatever you call these Shito people, none of them fought for people. None of them tried to say parading himself election. He never condemned the killing of the Biafran Christians. This evil one jumped from Abuja, party, PDP party, and they keep asking Peter Obi, what is going on with you? Where are you going? Peter Obi jumped from Abuja party to PDP party, from PDP party to Labour Party, the same Labour Party that is destroying Britain today. From Labour Party to ADC. Peter Obi, what is pursuing you, evil man? Instead of these evil people to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, instead of these evil people to fight for Mazi Simon Ekpa, instead of these evil people to fight for Biafrans, these evil people are bringing terrorists to our land. The time will come, just matter of days. Please, I call on all these, whoever that is testing me, I don't want to call your name. If you know the right thing to do, it's not blowing my phone up, trying to reach me, coming with suggestion. You know what to do. Support your freedom, fund your freedom, join the fundraising tomorrow. Our website is open 24/7. If you're a true Biafran, if you have sabotaged before, make a U-turn, turn around, support your freedom. And I also want to appreciate Biafrans that are sitting at home. Monday, remember Monday is our freedom day. Monday is our freedom day. We'll be staying at home on Mondays for, showing our readiness, and very soon we'll march the street of Biafra. Anyone that comes our way will crush you. Look at what is happening in Iran today. The Iranian people are on the street. They are crushing anything that comes their way. Any Iranian leadership, wherever they can lay their hand on, they crush and bring everything down because they are fighting for freedom. Freedom is not given, it's taken. United States of America, once upon a time, they fought brutally. They fought for their freedom. United States of America, they are still fighting till today. They are going after their enemy. They are going after the enemies of this free world. They are going after the terrorists, wherever they are. Because if they don't, these terrorists will come to their land and destroy their land, just like what happened 9/11 in New York City, when the Twin Tower was brought down by terrorists. The same terrorists that they are fighting is the same terrorists that we Christians, Biafrans, are fighting against. Please, and I also call on all those saboteurs that are destroying my name. Both those that said I went back to Finland, which I never did. The air, if you don't change your ways, the air you breathe, the water you drink, everything you do will work against you. Whether you are independent media, whether you are a Fulani group, all those that are lying against this innocent man standing on this podium, if you don't stop, your generation, children, born and unborn, they will inherit your, and they will all perish from your action. Disease from lying against me. I came across a video just a few days ago from somebody who I don't know that person. I don't even know his name. I don't even know his number. I don't have communication with him. He said he saw me in Finland. Maybe he's dreaming, or maybe he's hallucinating. Maybe he have a bipolar or depression. He sees things that no one sees. I've never been in Finland apart from 2023 and 2024 when we went for our declaration. And I never dream of going back to Finland, because as it stands, I hate Finland with passion, because I found out that Finland have colluded with Islamic jihadist terrorists. Finland don't mean well for us for now. And I myself, I don't see myself going there today or tomorrow, because I don't know what they plan waiting for me. There's criminals everywhere, saboteurs everywhere, police, disease from lying against me. All the social media platform that these people have been lying, destroying my name, calling me all manner of names, whether independent media, whether you are whether you're blogging, content creator, if you don't stop destroying my name, if you don't stop calling my name, everything will work against you. As long as my hands are clean, as long as I am Ezeagu is innocent, the land of Biafra, our God, our Lord Jesus Christ, our God in heaven, will be with me. And the people of Biafra pray, we work to make sure that I'm able to carry out this wonderful, beautiful assignment. I love this job that I'm doing to fight for you and I. This is the number one most beautiful job I have ever liked or loved more than anything else. Fighting for humanity, it shows representing God. Fighting a just cause, not being self-centered, I love it. And I'll keep fighting for you. Our freedom, we must get. Support your freedom. There's ongoing war. Please join the fundraising. Support, support, support. We need to defeat our enemy. Thank you very much from here, from Biafra Republic government in Ezeagu headquarters in Baltimore, Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. And also extend greeting to all cabinet members, all Biafrans that are doing everything they can to make sure that we are free, those that are sitting at home every Mondays, and the Igwes that will soon be joining what we are doing. And we appreciate the Igwes that are speaking up so far. The land of Biafra will protect you. Everything you do will work perfectly good for you and for Biafran people. You will be protected by everything our Lord, our God have promised us. Thank you from here. God bless you. God bless Biafra Republic. God bless United States of America. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Tonight, Around Time brings you a special exclusive conversation with the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, at a moment
of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed, GCFR, the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, distinguished Senator George Akume, Your Royal Highnesses, Your Royal Majesties, I want to end the protocol. Your Excellency, we have come to Abuja today, and we've seen the crowd. The only thing I can remember is when President Jonathan was president of Nigeria, he called the 2014 National Conference, and the hall used to be full like this. But this one is fuller. There are more people. So you have scored the first. by bringing the largest crowd to this place. We've been committed to the health of our people. But having come now to Abuja and listened to Professor Mohamed Pate and his team, we are now more committed. So the traditional rulers in Nigeria will now go home and work harder than before. But I must tell you, Mr. President, that personally, I don't feel very... We're not here in the morning. Several speeches will. So the opening address by His Imperial Majesty, the Owner of Ife, and he was gingering all of us to work as a family, to work as a team, to see Nigeria as one. And then I felt maybe this is good. But when you look at it, Imperial Majesty is arranging to confer a very high honor on LAND.WE, who in my own part of Nigeria in the south, we see him as a counterpart of Nam. And my brother, fellow royal father, the Imperial Majesty, does not seem to understand the pain in my heart when Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto. So, sir, the ball stops on your court. Bring this man out. If we don't want him in Nigeria, return him to Kenya or London, where they took him from. You see, some of us here have been asked to go and work, but the young people in the Southeast are so agitated. They can even beat us. They see us as sell out. We come to Abuja, they may think we collect money. and then we keep quiet. So, sir, please do something about this. Do something about this. We cannot make progress in this country if we don't tell ourselves the home truth. There's no way. There's no way. Now, again, they were talking about Southern Traditional Rulers Committee on Health. And the eminent Professor Patel was saying that this will become an annual event, what we are doing today, if I heard him correctly. The truth of the matter is that there's nothing like Southern Traditional Rulers Council. If you come here at party and you give money to people on that basis, it's not correct. The South is not the North. We have a system. We need unity in diversity. So that people, so you want to deal with us in the Southeast. If you have resources for us, give it to us. Don't give it to people who come and say, we are Southern Traditional Rulers Council. Democracy is a representative government. And anybody who goes to present himself without is not democratic. So get it. We think that we will do our best. Mr. President, we are going to support this health. Do all we can. But please listen to our cries. May God bless all of us.
Thank you, Biafrans.
Thank you much.
I really appreciate every one of you. I really appreciate every one of you who was part of this. Please, I want to remind you that today is our fundraising. Come and join and support your freedom. Come and support BRGIE. Come and support Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere. Come and support the Biafran Defense Forces. Come and support Triple Star Igwe Butuzo. Support the freedom of your people from the homeland. Make sure you are part of Biafran Restoration Project, because the legacy that you are setting today, your children will always be proud of you. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do well to do that right now. Go to the YouTube and subscribe for this channel. Please, very, very important. I really appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. And tomorrow, be reminded that tomorrow is a town hall meeting, USA North and South, under the representative, our own Minister Emenike will be hosting Biafrans. Incidentally, our Prime Minister is also from America. He is going to be the guest of honor, okay? So Biafrans, freedom is not given, rather it is taken. Your donation, your support to BRGIE, we continue to push for the freedom of our people. Thank you so much, and continue to do the needful. Biafra is here. Our leaders must be released, and our nation restored. Ndewonu Mushineke, and goodbye from here.